Welcome to all of you that comes. So I believe that it's very, it's not always easy to make a sense of our life, and even all the time we are trying to make decisions that make sense. We don't really foresee. So I don't know if anyone tells you otherwise. I don't know. Maybe I doubt. That something that I wanted to share with you is that, you know, this feeling in the stomach, I call it butterflies, is the way I feel it. It's like even sometimes some funny sound in your stomach. To me, this feeling in my career has been something, it's like a calling call to tell me something is off, something is missing, there's something missing, you need to look for something. In a nutshell, the essence is that what is telling to me is that I'm not as happy as I could be. So I'm sure that many of you maybe would expect that on this call I share what do you have to do next. But today, here, as HRD of Danone of South Europe, today I really want to share, and it's my first time that I share that, to be honest, 3 little histories about my own experiences that has been a shifting point on shaping my career. So the first point, and I'm wearing the mask because it becomes like part of my body. Much better, right? Yes, I didn't even realize. So the first thing that I want to share with you is that from childhood to kindergarten, I was a model student. You know, my parents were happy, teachers were happy, my scores were always above 9, sorry. I never skip an assignment, I never skip always the first one in the first line in the room. But all of a sudden, I remember that I was preparing the final exams to access to the university. It was late 19th. You know, it's like a tattoo in my body. It's April, 2 months before to take those final exams. And I fell ill, very seriously ill, and I even got a very tough surgery. At that moment, my whole world, you know, was kind of trembling because I had been preparing it was so tough to prepare those exams that it was like, okay, what am I going to do now? Will be able to go to the exam, will be access to the university I want, it will be possible to do what I want. So in the end, all that I give for granted was not a given anymore. So even the people that surround me tell me, and the teachers say, okay, it's super stressful, don't go to the exam, you can do it in September. But shit, I was just prepared for that for such a long time that I told myself, I'm not going to go in September, I will do it in Jan. So you know what? Even with the stitches and the bandages in my body, I went to the exams, and I passed them. Of course, I didn't get the mark that I wanted, but I did the exams, and everything in the world, I made it. So at that moment in my life, there was something that really changed, that is that every single second counts. Enjoy the journey. And I will not be obsessed on the destiny, you know, on really at the end game. So that's what I learned from this first point. And then we move on. So I go to the university, business administration. So teachers, room, every week they tell us, here you will become a general manager. At night, he was telling me, okay, if you want to become a GM quick, because you have to become a GM, which is the right thing to do, you have to take your first job in finance or in marketing. By the way, the same jobs that he had, okay? And again, the butterflies in my stomach, you know, like, wow, this is not for me, this is not the road for me, this one single path is not for me. So I did my exchange program, and everyone knows what they want to do, and I didn't know. I didn't know what do I want to become, or which is the company I want to start with. So when I finished this exchange program, I decided to work as a diving instructor. My parents were super disappointed. New Zealand, Australia, Fiji, Tonga, New Caledonia, for almost a year. So I really flow with the moment. And then I decided to come back for love. I decided to come back to Barcelona. And I set up my own business. The point is that it was a diving center because diving is one of my favorite hobbies, okay? So the point is that I didn't know how to run a business to make it happen. So I had to work. And I got a job in one of the big four, okay? So during a lot of years, I was working super hard. Now, at that moment, I didn't realize, because I was combining being a consultant in one of those big fours and at the same time running my own business. So I work a lot, but the point is that I was learning, I was growing, and things were good. So I was good. I was happy with what I was doing. Then I also realized, and things that I have been learning, that in fact, what I like the most of diving is to help people, especially women, to overcome their fears, And it's something that I learned through the diving, taking your hand, descending slowly, being with you and helping you to really be super connected with your breathing and be a witness of what is around you, So it gives me a lot more than just the feeling of diving. So what happens in me when I'm a business owner is that I was so engaged with my business that progressively I was focused on doing tax declarations, contracts, hiring, winning more money, that I can even reinvest. So I forgot my hobby. It was not a hobby anymore because most of the time I was not spending it diving with people. I was in the office, making running the business. So again, butterflies, That's the moment to change. And I was lucky because there was one client in the diving center who at that moment thought that I could be a good fit for Danone. And strange enough, the person was not worried about the fact that I didn't have a clue on HR and not even nothing about the industry, So that person that has been my mentor in Danone for a long, long, long time just thought that I have the right attitude. He was not thinking on me for what I know or my knowledge. It's just because of my attitude and my willingness to learn. So I go to the interviews with the headhunter, and the headhunter asked me the question, what do you want to be in the long-term run? I guess that he expected the same answer than my dad, like being a GM. But it was not the case. So I told him, I don't know. And I really believe that it was the moment where the headhunter, wrote in capital letters in my resume, this is not the candidate you need. Now I know because I checked, and I know that the candidate didn't, the headhunter didn't push for me. But again, there was someone in Danone that at that moment looked at me, and he saw in myself someone that I can become something that I'm not even able to see on that moment, That was not recruiting for me for how much I know or the pack that I have done. So, long story short is that if you want to do things differently, you will go your own path, okay? And you can build up your own path. And this is one of the things that we encourage at Danone. So, butterflies again, and now international experience. I want an international experience because I want to work abroad. And I can easily imagine that some of you just shout 2-3 cities in Europe you would like to go. Someone telling me 2-3 cities. Come on, I feel very alone here, so give me a hand. London? It was not London. Madrid? ¿Cuál? Munich. No. Paris. I want to go to Paris. So I got the job in Paris. And my French was not good enough. And in fact, I realized when I was there that the French people doesn't particularly like to work with people that doesn't speak very good French. So Of course, I took classes, but the classes were not enough, because you learn the language, but you don't learn the culture, you don't learn the relationship and how things happens in a culture. So on top of the lectures, I did, I don't know, I watched a lot of the TV, all those TV programs that when you ask to people, do you see that? Everyone says, no, 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 no. But that is the most seen program in TV in the city. So, and that time was farmers looking for a wife or for a husband, a personal shopper that gives you the secret beauty tips of the French women, okay? Those type of things. So when I thought that it was deep enough, my experience in there, I decided to come back. And pandemia, COVID, so now we work on the next normal and what we are doing now. So we are defining what does the future of work looks like. So as you see, I didn't follow a path, a rule, one single way of doing things, or the established rules, and I haven't done what my parents, teachers, and everyone that was surrounding to me was telling to me that was right to do at that moment. I was not looking for this acceptance, and this is super tough. So what I want to share with you is that, in essence, is that be sure that you are surrounded in a place that really is a fertile soil, where you have people, okay, that encourage you and that inspires you to be your best version. And this is really a great place to grow. This is what is for me a good place to grow, okay? Not just the destiny. Enjoy the journey. And do not forget to listen your stomach. It's super smart, okay? There, to discover what you want to do, what do you like, okay? So if you want to enjoy the ride, if you want to get out of your job description and really make an impact listening your stomach, and be surrounded with people that inspire others, and you believe that you are one of those persons, it may be that Danone could be a good platform, to jump up to the space and even come back if you want. It may well be one of the places, or one of the perfect places to start. And this is what I want to share with you.